Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the show today, the brand new Jeep Cherokee is being delayed again. Yes, the first delay happened several months ago when they were actually having some quality issues with this machine. Hearing rumbles about that the new delay is because of a transmission issue, which is kind of weird. Aren't they running that same ZF gearbox, that 8-speed automatic gearbox that a lot of Dodge is running, that a lot of Jeeps are running? So that seems a little bit weird. We'll wait and see what comes of this in the future. Now, according to the Jeep network, the dealer network, is actually talking about this vehicle is in quite the demand, and they need these vehicles now. Jeep claims that they have built enough vehicles to meet the demand, but won't release them until the problem has been fixed. Now, the funniest thing I've seen on the interwebs over the past several weeks is actually a comment came out about this vehicle that maybe Jeep was waiting for people to get used to the looks of this automobile, which I thought was pretty entertaining, as it is quite weird to look at nonetheless. But hopefully it'll be coming to Jeep dealerships very, very soon. Speaking of delays, Alfa Romeo's being delayed again. Yes, Alfa was supposed to be out, I think, in the spring and the summer of 2013. Then they were talking about in the third or fourth quarter of 2013. Well, now we're going to delay it now, again, to the spring of 2014. But this being said, a lot of buzz is still circling around that brand new 4C that we talked about in one of the last episodes. As everything I've seen from every journalist that got their hands on it, the thing is spectacularly good. So I cannot wait to see those on American highways, and I can't wait to see Alfa coming to the Fiat Chrysler network very, very soon. We might find it again in U.S. Sales here, hopefully very, very soon. Next up on the list, well, if you're a Bavarian Motorworks fan and you've been clamoring for the new M4 and the M3, this is all you've seen all over the interwebs. Pair of these things pounding around racetracks, doing hot and cold weather testing and a lot of extreme situation testing for these new automobiles, all camoed up. And slowly you've seen the camo start to melt away in a lot of situations. And BMW's officially letting out some more details on these automobiles. We do know that both of the vehicles will come with a 3-liter turbocharged inline V6. Now I can almost hear a little bit of a collective sigh as yes, the normally aspirated V8 is gone, but the forced induction of this inline V8, inline straight 6, which is going to mean quite a fair amount of better handling for this vehicle. It's going to have quite a bit less nose weight. We're hearing horsepower numbers on this thing being 430 brake horsepower and 369 pounds-feet of torque. 0 to 60 numbers come in both at 4.5 seconds, with a top speed that we're assuming is limited to 155 miles an hour. I'm sure if you talk nicely to your BMW dealership, they'll take that limiter off for you. Now, nonetheless, the interweb is all full of concept art of what these things may look like once the camo comes off, like this particular one of the new M3, which got a little bit of that new M5 nose on it. Not to mention that little swish that comes in right in behind the front wheel, goes all the way back across the rear quarter panel, which I find very, very attractive. Of course, we've already seen a lot of shots of the brand new M4. Now comes the question, which do you get? Do you get the M3 or the M4? If you are in that situation, a lot of us are very jealous if you're in that situation where you're trying to pick between these two automobiles. But interesting nonetheless, if you're a BMW fan, these are going to be coming to BMW dealerships very, very soon. Next up on the list, this is a car company, brand new car company. In fact, when I first saw this, I thought it was just a concept vehicle, maybe going to SEMA or something like that. No, this is a real car company with a name that a lot of you may know. Equus. Yeah, a little bit strange. Not affiliated with Hyundai. This thing's obviously not a Hyundai Equus. It looks a lot like a Ford Mustang, a late 70s Ford Mustang, or I should say early 70s Ford Mustang, which probably much what it is. The vehicle comes packing to a 6.2-liter supercharged V8. We haven't got official horsepower numbers on this vehicle yet. But that being said, the vehicle is quite attractive, and you can buy one of these coming up very, very soon. And it's got an extensive amount of packaging as far as what kind of package do you want this vehicle to come in. Like the Accent package, or the Accent Plus package, Design package, or Design Plus package, or the edition package or the collection package, which is kind of weird. I don't understand what that means. Nonetheless, this vehicle is kind of being cloaked in a lot of secrecy. The one thing that is remainingly super weird about this car is with that beautiful, if you will, Ford exterior, that 6.2 liter supercharged V8 is an LS9 unit. Yes, the same engine that comes in the ZL1 Camaro and the ZR1 Corvette. It's a Chevy engine in a Ford bodywork. And we're hearing a lot of the underpinnings of this are ZL1 Camaro, which means this is basically a Camaro with a Mustang top, or a new vintage-looking vehicle on top of what was a vintage-looking vehicle, kinda. Weird setup when it comes to this vehicle. Nonetheless, can't wait to hear what official power numbers and whatnot. And one thing I do have, not to mention this thing isn't quite the looker, if you're interested, I do have official pricing on this automobile. So if you got to have your hands on one of these things, older looking automobile with modern underpinnings, built here in the United States, actually just outside Detroit, Michigan, this vehicle comes in at the low end, $253,000. I should have gave you a little preset, or just, you might want to sit down for this. Now, if you go for the highest, the high end, it comes in at $290,000. So, gosh, if you got to get your hands on one, they have a website. The Equus Bass770 is coming very, very soon. Next up on the list, well, this is a little TRD edition of the Lexus IS, which we were very, very much hoping was going to be the brand new ISF, but it's sadly not. It's going to be this car, which is the old version of the ISF. Apparently, they're going to build this thing side by side with the new ones, but you can't get an F version in the other automobile. I guess it may be coming soon. Now, this thing remaining the same, it does have a little bit of changes to it, as they have done some updates to the interior and has a new deck lid spoiler, and has that same normally aspirated V8, which is great. But I was really hoping for the new body style. I was really excited about it. Now, this being said, if Lexus is waiting an extra year, maybe they got something really cool up their sleeve, so it might be something really, really exciting about the 2015 ISF. Next up on the list, you may know this automobile. This is the concept version of the Lamborghini Urus, the little SUV version, which was kind of weird to begin with. Nonetheless, the CEO of Lamborghini was actually heard to be said in a magazine article that a production version of this vehicle is in the works as we speak, which kind of really doesn't make it a rumor if the CEO says this. So if you've been hankering for an SUV but kind of want a Lamborghini to boot, you may be in luck. We may have a production version of this coming very, very soon. And last up on the list, we talked about the brand new Ford Raptor that has been selling like hotcakes, which may be giving a new little competition, because Ram may be looking into building the new Ram Runner turnkey vehicle, not just the parts setup that you can get from Mopar. Now we're hearing that maybe another manufacturer may be wanting to get in on this, as we're hearing rumors that Toyota may be building a Baja edition of the new Tundra. Wider, bigger suspension, Fox shocks, wider fenders and everything like this. Nothing but cool. If you want a little pre-runner vehicle and you've been dying to get one but don't want a Ford or a Ram, you may be in luck. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this week's Motor Cars Enthusiast. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page, links down in the show notes. You can get a shot of that brand new concept video showing off that new Equus 770. It's kind of shot more like a movie, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But the car is sliding all over the place. Pretty interesting to watch. It's almost 5 minutes, though. Not to mention, we've got a brand new trailer for the brand new Need for Speed movie that's going to be coming out very soon. So you can check that out as well over on the Facebook page. And also, you can subscribe to the channel and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. I thank you for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.